Hi, Jessica Griffith. I've been selling real estate since 2007, and I wanted to go over one of the forms that was recently added to the California purchase contract. That form is the possible representation of more than one buyer or seller, disclosure, and consent. At the bottom of this form, there's a paragraph that says, offers not necessarily confidential. Hold on. Did you get that? Does that mean that as a listing agent, I can tell other buyers or agents or even your neighbors how many offers I have, how much those offers are for, and what type of financing is being used? Hold on. So if I'm a buyer's agent, is that going to put me in a position to make a better offer for my client? Is that going to give the seller an opportunity to receive better offers and get a better deal on their property? Or is sharing that information going to put my client's listing in jeopardy? I have to really consider that one. So where does this come up? Well, there are times when I will call on a pending sale because I'm doing a value check before listing a home or before writing an offer for one of my clients. Or I'll call in an active listing before I go to write the offer. And you know what the listing agents often tell me? I can't share that with you. That's confidential. I'm not going to give you that information. Sometimes they just won't even stay on the phone long enough for me to drill them. And I don't know if that's really representing their client to the best of their ability. But what I can tell you is that I'm going to do my best to get those questions answered. And if I'm a listing agent, I'm going to do my best to answer those questions and still protect my seller. So sharing them, sharing with agents the fact that offers are not necessarily confidential when I'm making these phone calls, it doesn't necessarily put me in a position to get the information that I want from them. So I really have to dance around their ego. And I can tell you that 8 out of 10 times I'm dancing around the ego. There's going to be a couple times when I'll get a listing agent who's actually very forthright and transparent in their business, usually a seasoned agent who's more than willing to share and understands the importance of sharing information in our industry. So thank you if you're in that top 20%. So 2 areas of this disclosure that I want to address. One area is where I represent the seller, and the other area is where I represent the buyer. And before I do, let me go ahead and read to you exactly what that paragraph states. So, paragraph says, offer is not necessarily confidential. Buyers advise that seller or listing agent may disclose the existence, terms, or conditions of buyer's offers unless all parties and their agent have signed a written confidentiality agreement. It goes on to further state that whether such information is actually disclosed depends on many factors, such as current market conditions, the prevailing practice in real estate community, the listing agent's marketing strategy, and the instructions of the seller. So before I go into the buyer and the seller side of this information, let's talk about a written confidentiality agreement. Now, if I'm a buyer's agent and I'm about to give a substantially incredible offer to a seller, I may want to request that they sign a confidentiality agreement so they're not sharing the terms of my offer with anybody else. Also, so that they're not using it to create a seller multiple counter offer where they use my terms as the counter, giving other parties an opportunity to accept my terms, but maybe making some other areas of the real estate contract more favorable, such as how many days I might ask for an inspection, what type of financing, or taking property as is condition. So a confidentiality agreement as a buyer's agent when you're writing a pretty solid offer is something you may want to consider. I've never seen a buyer's agent send me a confidentiality agreement, and I can tell you I've had numerous listings with multiple offers in which they probably should have, because I've used those multiple offers to create a highest and best counter, giving all parties an opportunity and then taking the best one from those accepted counters. So going back into the buyer and the seller side. So in a situation where I represent the seller, I'm taking into account the current market conditions and the marketing strategy, and if the seller has a preference and whether or not I share this information. And if I have offers and a buyer's agent calls me and they ask me about the terms of those offers, I'm also going to consider some additional factors. The offers that I have, are they above or below asking price? Is that asking price discounted in order to drive a multiple offer situation? And if so, are the offers that I have in hand substantially above that asking price? And if they are they above even the fair market value of the property? Because I want to be careful. Just because a buyer's offer gets accepted doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to follow through with the transaction. Sometimes they get in there, they just want to win it, and then they get buyer's remorse. And they come back, they find a reason to cancel. So sometimes it's all about the win, and after the buyer's remorse sets in, now I'm back at the drawing table, and now I put my seller in a compromising situation because maybe people aren't going to be willing to pay that same highest and best price anymore. Now, in a situation where I represent the seller, I'm going to ask as many questions of that listing agent as I can possibly get away with. And I can tell you I've actually been hung up on before because I just want to know what I can to share that information with my client so they can make a educated decision. Why? Because the more information I can give my client, the more informed they're going to be about what the market is doing. And if they have realistic expectations, that buyer gets to decide, do I write an offer? Do I not write an offer? Do I stay engaged in this process? I don't want to deal with multiple offers. You know what? I love this property, but I love it up to this price. And if that price isn't going to get me the deal, then forget about it. If they love the property that much, I'm going to probably call and follow up each week with that listing agent once they do accept an offer to make sure that transaction goes through. And if not, I'm hoping that because I've called every week that I'm going to be in that first position if that buyer that they did accept cancels out of the contract, because again, it does happen. So if you're considering buying or selling a home, or you're an attorney who needs an agent that they can feel comfortable trusting and referring their clients to when they need to sell through probate, trust administration, divorce, bankruptcy, I hope that you'll give me an opportunity to work with you and give you a consultation and earn your business. My name is Jessica Griffith. I've been selling real estate since 2007, and I look forward to hearing back from you.